with another video here. So, you might be wondering, what is this one going to be about? Well, I'm actually going to be talking about why you need to get out and start camping. You don't need all the gear to get out there. I've got a fair bit of good gear now, but I didn't actually start with good gear. I actually started with pretty basic gear, and it all pretty much, you slowly build it up from there. And I think people believe that, and there's a lot of talk about it, thinking that you need all the gear to get out there and start camping and traveling, but really you don't. I think I'm going to bring this down to getting out there to camp with the most basic items possible, and you can keep it on a pretty good budget, honestly, and I'm going to take you through some of that today. I mean, we all started camping a long time ago, but actually going out by myself or with other people, I started in my Mitsubishi Magna, and that was passed down through the family, and then I started camping as well when I got the Hyundai i30. See, both cars, they're not full drives, they're not big flash cars. I was on a budget. I've always been on a budget. These cars, I know, as you might see here, these are cars that have gotten me to some pretty great camp spots, and that's really all you need. You don't need a lot to get out there. I mean, didn't have roof racks on all these cars. I was just fitting in what I could fit in, and that's what it's all about. It's all about getting out there and camping, not worrying about if you've got this or that. But there are certain things that you do need, I think, to get out there. The top 5, the most basic, I would say, number 1, an Esky. I think you need a little shitty Esky. You might already have it in the house, you might not. Kmart, it's going to have this. Now that's number 1. You do need that to keep things cool, meat, drinks, whatever. Just a little Esky. You don't need to go overboard with it. Number 2 is a swag, a tent, whatever. Something, you honestly don't even worry about the swag. You can get that down the track. A cheap tent from Anaconda, BCF, Kmart even. That'll get you by, and you're gonna have a mattress in the house or some sort of thing. Everyone's got like something from when people come over, an air mattress or whatever. There's always sleeping bags in the house. You know, people come over, they stay. It's kind of something that is always there, so it's kind of not an essential, but it's part of. I kind of mark it as something that you already have in the house. Number 3, camping chair. Go grab one from Bunnings, whatever. You're gonna need something to sit on. It's a bit rough when you don't have a chair to sit on. I think that's a very basic piece of equipment that you do need to go camping. It's not essential, but it is something that I think you do need to have under your belt. Otherwise, it's just not fun. Trying to find somewhere to sit, ground's wet, whatever, you didn't bring anything. I mean, you can always sit on the Esky. Number 4, Butane Cooker. Butane cans are cheap. Butane cookers are pretty cheap. Kmart, Bunnings, BCF, Anaconda. Places I've already said. Or your local camping store. These are places that you can get this thing. You need the cooker to boil water, cook food on, whatever. It's going to come really handy. But even again, you don't actually need this to get out there. You can take pre-prepared food that can stay cool, cold food, pre-cooked food at home before you come out. Keep it cold, eat it cold. You don't need to heat it up. But a cooker, it's cheap and it's going to help you sort it out. The cooker I actually have in my car right now, the Pajero, $30 butane cooker from Kmart or Bunnings, I don't know, one of the two, and it goes really well. And I had one before that and it lasted ages. They're really good stuff. I mean, but I think they are one of those things that you do need to have with you. Now, number 5, head torch. You're gonna need this. This is a bit of you don't need it, but you do, and I think head torches get you out of trouble. I mean, we've all got phone lights on our phones, but head torch comes in handy. I love my head torch, use it all the time, and it gets you out of trouble. It's just good to have. You don't have to worry about holding something else, put it on your head, and gets you out of trouble and lights the way. I think that's a good one to have for the 5 most basic to get you out of trouble. 5 most basic pieces of equipment, items, camping gear to get you out into the great outdoors that we have to offer in Australia. And yeah, similarly, to back up camping, getting out there, I think when you start looking, you're starting to get out camping, you're looking at ideas. I think you need to look at places within 1 to 2 hours. You don't need to go too far to have a great time. And I think you can spend a lot of time traveling, and you lose that time that you could be setting up and relaxing or enjoying the places you go to. You know, you might go 5 hours somewhere, you're spending half a day traveling, and it's just not worth it. Have a good time with only going 1-2 hours away. You know, you look at my hometown, Newcastle, some of my most favourite camp spots. Ladies Well, not far, an hour and a half. Seal Rocks area, max 2 hours. And they're both really good spots, even closer, an hour and a half up at Hawk's Nest. So you don't really need to go far to have a good time. And then you're closer to home, you can pack more in, and that's what it's about. It's about getting out and camping, enjoying the great outdoors. And you know, you do hear a lot of people thinking you need this gear, you need that gear. You don't. I mean, I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I have a lot of gear now, but I'm kind of doing it in large stints, and I do need a little bit of better gear. I mean, you can always work towards building that gear up slowly to keep you going, but start off with basic gear, and that's how I started. You know, I'm still using the Butane Cooker. I don't have the state-of-the-art gear for cooking, but it gets me by, and honestly, that's all you need. And I don't know, other than that, it really kind of, I was using a Kmart tent for years, and it was sorted. And I think, again, touching on that, is the cheaper gear. I think if you can look after the gear, it's going to last longer. I see a lot of people, I know a lot of people that don't necessarily take care of the gear they have, even if it's more expensive or cheaper. Things, you know, before my Darchi swag, I had a King swag, and I used it recently and it was fine. It was good to stay in, and for what it's worth, it was pretty good. And you know, it cops a lot of flack, but I think if you look after them, you're not going to have issues with them. So yeah, I mean, Kings is a great place to start for gear as well. But yeah, just get out there. Don't let budget, don't let that stop you. You can get out, go into Kmart and just get a few little pieces of gear and get out there and enjoy what's around, because it's pretty good out here. Pretty good stuff. So yeah, thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown of why you don't need all the gear to get out to the great outdoors. Hope you enjoy this one. Gloomy old, cool old Warrnambool area. Nice cooler weather. But yeah, thanks guys. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what's next, what's coming up.